into my channel. Today, I am going to teach you how to make Haitian soup. It's actually called soup Joumou, okay? It is butter squash soup, and it's so good. And we eat it every year, January 1st. And I will let you know a little bit more about the history, but today, you're going to learn how to make the soup, and you can eat it every year with your family.
First, I peeled and washed 4 potatoes, then I cut them, and then I place it in a pot. I use 18 cups of water to make soup for a family of 10 to 15 people. Then I chopped up 4 carrots and placed that in a pot as well. I then added 3 celeries to the pot, chopped that up, and then added that in the pot. Next step, I cut 2 turnips and add that to the pot. I cut and wash them, and then I dice them up and then add that to the pot. Next, I chop up 5 green onions and add that into the soup as well. That's the turnips. Add that into the pot. Next, I chop up half a cabbage. Wash it, chop it up, chop it into however big you'd like them to be, and then I add that to the pot. Then I stir the ingredients. Next, I use taro roots to add to the pot. I cut about 6 of taro roots, which is actually called malanga. I cut that up, washed it, cut it up into pieces, and then I add that to the pot as well. Also, I chopped up some onions and placed that into the pot as well.
Guys, I want to tell you something. My cousin put me onto this. Trader Joe's tomato paste in a tube. I'm telling you, this is fantastic. I buy this all the time. Like, it is amazing. You just use the amount that you need and screw the top back on and put it back in the refrigerator. You don't have to deal with the can and taking the tomato paste out, putting it in a Ziploc bag, putting it in a freezer or in a container. All in the tube. Just wanted to share this with you. Love ya.
Now I use 4 tablespoons of tomato paste. Squeeze it, put it in a bowl, and then I add that into the pot. Stir it all up. Next, I use 5 bags of frozen butternut squash. I steamed the squash before I add it into the blender. So once it's steamed, add it into the blender. I add just a tad bit of water to make sure that the butternut squash is blended properly and that it gets really soft. Once you're done blending it, then you can also add that to the pot. Then you stir it in. I like to put in a little bit of water into the blender to make sure that I get all the residue of the butternut squash out of the blender and pour it back into the pot. Next, I use 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 4 tablespoons of Maggi chicken noir, 3 tablespoons of épices. You can go ahead and check my YouTube channel to see how to make épices. I also use 2 tablespoons of turmeric, and 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. Then you go ahead and stir the pot again. I did something a little bit different. I used my hot peppers. I added clove into my hot pepper so it can give it some great flavor. And I put it all in one, so once I'm ready to take it out, it'll be right there, ready to go. I also add 3 teaspoons of parsley. Then I added 3 tablespoons of sea salt. Once that is complete, you can go ahead and cook that for 25 minutes. Then once that is complete, you go ahead and add in the penne pasta, stir it in, and then you can let that cook for about 25 to 30 minutes. And voila! Once your 30 minutes is up, this is how it looks, ready to go.
Thank you again for coming to my channel. Also, go ahead and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends and your family. And don't forget to turn on your notifications. I know a lot of you have been asking me, hey, I haven't noticed you put a new video up. And that's because you forgot to turn on the notification. You see that little bell below? Just click on that and it will notify you every time I put up a new video. Once again, thank you for coming by. Happy New Year and have a wonderful, wonderful day.
The way Haitians celebrate their independence is by making soup joumou. On January 1st, 1804, Haiti became the first and the only country to gain its independence through a successful slave revolt. This is why this soup means so much to us. It was a soup that our ancestry made for their masters and could never eat. Once they gained their independence, they were like, "Mes amis, mangez soup ça." We celebrate our ancestors and our independence by making this soup every January 1st. Once again, Happy New Year, and thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, and share with your friends and family. Bonne année.